Hey, good evening. Today I wanted to talk about motivation and why sometimes it doesn't work for a lot of men. And if this is your first time here, hello, my name's Steve. Many times men think that their problem is motivation, and I think that for the most part they're mostly wrong. Because if motivation worked, we wouldn't be starting over all the time trying to figure out, how to do something. And waiting for some motivation to happen is kind of a trap, really, because motivation is really an emotional thing. It'll spike when something hurts or when you feel inspired, like when you see the next shiny new thing that you have to go get all excited about, but then it fades. And when it fades, then a lot of times we assume there's something wrong with us because why can't I continue? Why can't I do this? So, a lot of times we might push ourselves harder or add some sort of pressure to ourselves or try to force some sort of discipline to get motivated. And, that might work for a while for some, but it only works until it doesn't. And, when we fail, we generally don't fail because we lack motivation. We usually fail, and in my opinion, we fail because we are relying on our feelings to do some identity level work. And that's why motivation fails when our behavior conflicts with our own identity. If you're trying to live a life your self-image hasn't caught up to, motivation will always fade because you're trying to do something you really don't believe you can do. That's because our self-image or identity is fighting us. That's why when we have bursts of effort, that don't last, they're not rooted in who we believe we are. So what actually works to motivate us is structure. And structure removes the negotiation with ourselves. We don't ask anymore like, do I feel like doing it today? We ask, what does the man I'm becoming do next? That way there's no negotiation. You have to go do the next thing. And structure kind of looks like, non-negotiable standards that with ourselves, small, repeatable actions that we do over and over, and keeping promises to ourselves when it's inconvenient. That's an important one. And it's not about how intense we are. It's really about the integrity that we have with ourselves. See, when you have integrity with yourself, you build momentum. And momentum doesn't care how you feel. Momentum is built by showing up when motivation is gone. And then once momentum exists, the motivation and confidence will follow that. It doesn't happen before. You don't get those before. You get those after the momentum. So, you see, if motivation was all you needed and it worked, you and me would already be where we want to be. So, really, the next thing is that, you just stop waiting to feel ready and hoping for some motivation to happen. Instead, build some structure. Keep your word to yourself. Let momentum carry you to where you want to be. That is how you actually make change happen. So, I'll leave it right there. Thanks for watching. I'm not going to ask you to subscribe or like because I don't like that. If someone wants to subscribe or like something I've done, that's fine. But anyhow, have a great rest of your day and we'll talk.